Sorry once again, ladies and gentlemen, had some problems on the race official side of things that Michael Redding and I were clearing up, but once again, welcome back to the Lanier National Speedway. I'm going to get that interview now that I promised to get you before we went off air, and it's going to come from the man who this event is all centered around. Frank Gonzalez, is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, here we are, 43 plus cars, the Lanier National Speedway tonight for the first annual Donna Jones Memorial Race. I know this is a big one for you. Tell me a little bit about the feelings and emotions running through tonight and what you're looking forward to.
I'm just trying to cry right now seeing all these purple cars around the track. Purple was our favorite color. Look for some good races. I don't care where I finish. I just want to see some good racing.
Man, I know it's got to be an emotional ride for you, especially here, practice rolling through. You know, getting a sneak peek at the 2019 format, no qualifying tonight. Strictly into heat races we will go after hot laps here. You know, getting a good draw is important here, but what kind of attitude or, you know, adjustments have to be made if you find yourself in the back of one of these heat races after the draw?
Oh, you get a draw in the bag. I believe it's like 10 laps for the heat races, and you just drive your ass off and try to get up there because the laps go by quick here.
Well, it's definitely going to be fun. I know with 43 cars, we're probably slated to see a D, if not maybe an E feature. Top two out of the heat races going to go to the A main. Everybody else is going to go to the soup. So, but I wanted to get up here and once again get back to it. You know, condolences on behalf of Backwards Hat Productions and everybody involved with this thing, as I know you're going to be racing with a heavy heart tonight, brother. But we wanted to tell you best of luck, and you know, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you get down there and turn some practice laps?
Yeah, just everybody's chipped in to come and join this thing, and Michael for putting on, and you guys for broadcasting it, and then my team over at Joey Land's been real supportive, and then Laurel put a lot of money towards it to help people come over, so I thank him a lot. Just everybody for showing support. I really appreciate it.
Heck yeah, man. We're gonna let you go strap into that thing. I know, like I said, racing with a heavy heart tonight. We're gonna let you turn some practice laps and just get down to business. I know getting behind the wheel can, you know, can help the situation and help it kind of melt away. So we'll let you get down to business here, and good luck moving through tonight.
I appreciate it. Hope you all enjoy the race.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Frankie Gonzalez. Like I said at the top of the show, this is the Donna Jones Memorial Race. Donna Jones, of course, the mother to Frankie Gonzalez, so definitely you can hear it in Frank's voice, a heavy heart tonight, but we wish him the best of luck. I'm going to pull up the man now who's a little under the weather, but definitely got to get a talk with him. Michael Redding, this Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, I was just telling these folks out there, you yourself a little under the weather tonight, been battling the flu-like conditions, so you ready to go, man?
Yeah, ready to do some admin tonight.
Well, 43 cars, man, set to do battle here. It's going to be one exciting show.
It's going to be a good one, I'm here to tell you. 53 in it. Hopefully they'll all make it out. It's going to be an exciting show.
Well, I was telling these folks, you know, as we get set to go here, it's going to be a completely different format than they've seen it with the MVRL. No qualifying tonight. It's all luck of the draw. It's all going to be like a pill draw or a chip draw. Heat race is going to be stacked up 12 laps, top two to the A main. Everybody else is going to go to the soup. And with about 43 cars here, I know we're looking at probably about an E feature.
Yeah, it's going to definitely get the alphabet soup tonight.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. I heard you say you're going to do the admin, and you're going to strictly be up in the race control tower?
Yeah, I'm going to have to set up an admin booth to do it tonight. I'd like to race in it, but somebody's got to run the show and keep it going.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, man, we're going to not take any more of your time away as hot laps continue on, but best of luck from the admin side of things tonight as you, you know, do the race control, and looking for a good show.
Yeah, we appreciate you putting this on, brother. And for all those out there that are watching, Frankie Gonzalez's mom, she always watched the race. If you want to donate to his family, you can send it via PayPal to cashmike2013@gmail.com for any kind of donations. This is what this event's all about, is to help raise some money to help their family during this time for Frankie's loss. So every little bit helps.
Heck yeah, man. Well, like I said, we'll let you get back up in the admin booth as hot laps roll on here, but looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that was the owner race director of the MVRL, Michael Redding. Usually you see him on Wednesday nights, special Thursday night presentation rolling on. Like I said, folks, be a little patient with me up here in the booth as well, as I'm up here flying solo tonight. Robbie Buckner had prior engagements, wasn't able to be in attendance. Nonetheless, we're going to be throwing it deep, selling it cheap all night long. All the action you've come to expect here with the Backwards Hat Productions crew and the MVRL. Looks like we've got about 11 of you out there watching now. I know we had a few earlier that may not be back in attendance. Like I said, we did have some technical difficulties. However, you can see the lights are on, sun setting here over the beautiful Lanier National Speedway. We're ready to go late model racing. I am monitoring your comments as well. Drop me a line out there. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and looking forward to tonight's show. Richard Spar out there in the 71 car out of the Plains region. AM's oil on it, getting some more practice laps as well. That practice is rolling on, folks. You can see the track starting to take a lot of rubber, get locked down right through the center to the bottom lane. Nothing out of the ordinary for this place. Going to make for some great racing all night long. John Hain out there in the 21 car. Another driver out of the Plains region. There's the 115 of Jed Barton. Going to see a lot of names that you're not used to seeing as well, as it's going to be exciting. One of them is names, once again, Dylan Wilson up on the top of the board with quick time through practice. Give you a look at just what the racetrack looks like under the glistening lights here at the Lanier National Speedway, courtesy of the Russell Snelling's bumper cam. There's a good look at turn one, virtue of our wall camera. We've also got one down the back straightaway going into turn number 3. Chad Wheeler, one of the names in attendance tonight in the 88 car, as well as a host of others. Going to be an exciting night, folks. Like I said, the Donna Jones Memorial Race, all these great drivers, 43 of them coming together for a great cause. And we're excited to be a part of this thing, bring it to you tonight. 16 of you out there watching us live. Drop me a line in the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from. You're ready to see some dirt racing. Who your favorite driver out there may be, as then we can't get a looking through the drivers list here. We were going to get an interview with somebody. We'll hold off on the interviews just a little bit longer. Practice going to continue to roll on. You see 20 minutes left of it, although I don't think they're going to use the full 20 minutes of the hot lap session here. before we're rolling over into heat races. On-board look with Frank Gonzalez in the 04 car. Out there turning some practice laps. See, they're racing for Donna. Nice special scheme Frankie's got going on there in memory of his mom, Donna Jones. Again, folks, if you're just tuning in, this is the first annual Donna Jones Memorial Race. Donna Jones, the mother of Frank Gonzalez, passed away a few weeks ago. All the purple you're going to see on these cars, whether it be numbers, wheels, the Racing for Donna logo, that's what it's all about. Guys getting together to help a fellow driver in Frankie Gonzalez. Daniel Hauser, what's up, man? We see you out there. Brett Rolls, how's it going? Go Joey Lamb. We got some Joey Lamb fans in the house as well. Joey Lamb Racing in attendance as always. Frank Gonzalez, Blake Heather, Joey, and the rest of the crew. As I look through the time chart, Joey Lamb's at about 25th on the board right now. And I tell you what, I'm going to talk to one of my favorites to talk to as always. John Kennedy, this is Bradley Wilson up here in the backwards hat booth. You got a copy? John Kennedy, this is Bradley Wilson in the backwards hat booth. You got a copy? Well, it seems like the president may be busy. Maybe away shaking hands or kissing babies or whatever presidents do. Nonetheless, we'll see if we can't get a talk with Kennedy a little later. As right now, folks, they're coming into the pits. It's going to be drivers' meeting time, I do believe. Michael Redding going to go over the quick instructions with the drivers tonight as get a good look at the track. We'll go up in our aerial turn 3 camera, give you a good look at this track. Taking a lot of rubber around the center to the bottom. Said, folks, if you're not, maybe your first time in the dirt scene or with one of these broadcasts, when I say taking in rubber, you'll see the dark gray part of the racetrack there throughout the corners, down around the bottom, and then the back straightaway. That is simply rubber off the tires that this track has taken to it. Gives it that nice rubbered up patch there. Makes for a lot of great racing. As the night goes on, you're going to see that gray area extend up from the bottom through the middle and all the way up to the wall at times. So it's going to be a lot of fun as the track already good and worn in. Well, let's see. Gotta talk with the young gun. Always like talking to him. Jared Hazen, this is Bradley Wilson, the backwards hat booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, practice rolls on as I'm trying to find you on the speed charts here. See where you got the 09 car timed in at so far.
Yeah, it definitely was not set up for the quick time, but you know, it's not really going to matter. There's no qualifying, but the car should come in hopefully in the heat races and the soups if we have to go there and hopefully make the show.
Well, man, I wanted to talk to you. You're one of the youngest drivers in the field throughout the MVRL week in and week out, but now you got all these added names, a little added pressure tonight. And what would it mean to, put your name up there in the winners column?
Oh, I mean, it'd mean a lot to win, but this is all for a great cause for Frankie Gonzalez's mother, unfortunately passing away. It's great to be able to come out here and support this wonderful event. And if I were to win it, there would be a party a mile long.
Well, I've told the fans that tonight's format's going to be a little something different than they've ever seen, as you were actually a part of the shakedown of this format in the testing in the many races it was held in. Top two going to go to the A main out of the features, everybody else to the soup. What kind of excitement do you think we're going to see tonight?
Oh, it's going to be probably about 4 times more exciting than it was before when we just had the qualifying and then heat race format. This is just going to be a lot of good racing side by side, hopefully the whole night, and it's just, I can't wait for the feature.
Heck yeah, man. Of course, a 100-lap feature tonight. If you make the feature, you know, you're going to run all those laps getting into the feature, especially if you have to start deep in the soup. To make the feature after putting in those laps and then see 100 laps, what kind of mental preparation does that take as a driver?
Oh man, you just gotta pace yourself. There's gonna be some beating and banging. That's just the normal racing deals. But heading in, last night we ran the MVRL for points, and it was a 100-lap feature at Volusia. We went out and got 10th, and that kind of prepared me for this race. Preparing myself for going that long if we can hopefully make the feature tonight.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I'm going to let you go turn in some more practice laps, and good luck tonight, as this is one star-studded field, going to be one star-studded event, and maybe we'll see the Panhandler make an A feature appearance.
Heck yeah, I'd like to thank Simworks Performance Products for being on the car this week, and hopefully it's on for a good show.
Heck yeah, well, good luck, man. Go down there and get you some more practice, and hopefully we'll be talking to you later on.
Thanks, Bradley.
Great omen from a father to a son out there. We see it. Frank Gonzalez. Frankie Gonzalez is my son. I'm so proud of the man he has become now. Go get you some of that. Good luck, son. Well, Frank, I know, talking with Frankie earlier in that interview, he'd love nothing more than to go out there and win one for his mom, and we're glad you're tuning in as well. And it's going to be one great night, folks. Hot Lap's going to continue on. I'm actually going to cut away. I'll stay with you, but I'm going to cut away for a split second here, as you'll be able to hear sounds and whatnot. But I'm gonna have to adjust something just a little bit, and didn't want it to show up on the stream. Like I said, hang out with me as we will continue on here. Alright, as promised, we are back. Heat race number 1. Fixing to do a little gridding, and we're going to see how it all shakes up. Like I said, this was luck of the draw. See the cars starting to hit the starting grid now. On the front row, you're going to have the 46 of J. Darren Literal. To his outside, you're going to have the 28 car. That is Aaron Kitchen. Row number 2, as we still wait for it to grid up, will look like this. Heath Lawson's going to start outside row number 2. Looking to see who your filler is for the inside. Believe that's going to be the 96 car of Randy Crowder. Row 3 is going to look like this. In the 9 car, we just spoke to him, that's Jaron Hazen. To his outside, he's going to have the 69 car, Joey Lamb Racing, AJ Cruz. Rounding out the back of the field will be the 00 car of Russell Brown. Well, folks, here we go. Heat race number 1, 12 laps, top 2 to the A main. Who's it going to be? Who's going to get their night started off right, and who's going to be going to the soup? Green flag in the air, Literal on the loud pedal. Field kind of stacks up behind him, but we're off and away nonetheless. There you see it. Hazen gonna throw a shot to Crowder through down the back straightaway. They continue on. Crowder gonna go around. Caution flag's gonna fly. Heat race number 1. riding on board with some of the cars. Literal gonna restart us from the front row. Then it'll be the 28 car of Aaron Kitchen. Heath Lawson, Jaron Hazen make up row 2. Russell Brown, of course, one of the sponsors here for Tap Productions, Russell Brown Race Cars. To see the 00 in action tonight. Driver out of Georgia. Pace trucks are going to be making that hard left onto pit road as we get set to go back green flag. Bill's going to work out of 3 and 4. Green flag in the air. Literal now on the loud pedaling away, although here comes Heath Lawson to the bottom. Russell Brown going to go with him. Upstairs, you got the 28 car of Aaron Kitchen. Lawson still digs the bottom. Literal going to hold him off. Here comes Kitchen to the top side. Basement to the attic. Top to bottom, we got them stacked up. Heat race number 1. Cross flags in the air. Literal still hangs on. Kitchen going to work the high side. This is the battle for the lead as it's turning into a good one. Literal back down right along the bottom, right up against the wall in the rubbered up part of the racetrack. This is also the battle. Top 2 going to lock in. Heath Lawson's digging for everything he's got. It'll be 3 laps to go. Heat race number 1. As of right now, if it were to end, Aaron Kitchen and Literal going to be the first 2 to lock themselves in. 3 and 4 we go one more time. 2 laps to go. Right now it's still Literal, Kitchen, then Lawson, Hazen, and Russell Brown. Russell Brown trying to work the bottom, see if he can get anything going. Folks, I can tell you, even back here, you may be out of the show, but these positions going to matter as much as any. Everybody wants the best possible chance at the soup they can get. Out of turn 4, heat race number 1. Darren Literal, Aaron Kitchen going to transfer to the A main. Heath Lawson, Jaron Hazen, Russell Brown, and a host of others are going to be going to the soup. Give me 1 second here, folks, as we continue to try and get a few camera issues worked out. You're seeing the cutaway screen for just a second. We're back with you live now as we get set to go. Heat race number 2 on the track, and it's going to look like this right here. On the 88 car, or in the 88 car, starting on the front row, teammates, that's Chad Wheeler. To his outside, the 21 car, that's John Hain out of the Plains region. Row number 2 is going to be the President, John Kennedy in the 89. To his outside, he'll have the 34 car of Scotty G. Next row is going to be the 313 of Greg Thompson. To his outside, he'll have the 4 car of Cody Hollis. And Joey Lamb starting shotgun on the field. We're going to see if he can go front to the back as we get set to go here. Roof cams now in play as well as some of the other ones. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Wheeler going to get the jump on the loud pedal. Kennedy gets it a little loose through the rubber on takeoff. We are down and away though. Heat race number 2. Chad Wheeler going to lead us around lap number 1. 4 wide through 3 and 4. John Hain up top. Here comes John Kennedy to the bottom. The 33 car of Scotty G hanging right around there. This is the battle for the transfer spot as it starts to heat up. 10 laps to go, folks. These are only 12-lap heat races. They're going to go in a hurry. Right now, John Kennedy looking to punch his ticket into the show. John Hayne gets a little loose down the back straightaway, gathers it back up. Although Kennedy now going to skate away by about a car length. Hayne through through 1 and 2 once again. Here comes Greg Thompson. Track now starting to get a little bit slicker as you see him through. Oh, throwing it deep, selling it cheap. Greg Thompson, what a move on Hayne. That was for 3rd position, and he's looking for more as he looks to the bottom of Kennedy. Now going to gather it back up. Greg Thompson putting on a show early as he tries to run down John Kennedy. Go on board the roof cam. A lot of throttle control right there against the wall out back. The gap starts to widen just a little bit. Thompson now has got about 5 car lengths to John Hayne, who sits in 4th. And the gap starting to close to John Kennedy, who sits in 2nd. Chad Wheeler well out front, walking the dog on heat race number 2. Kennedy tries to hold on to the transfer spot. Here comes Thompson to the tickle the tail feathers of the 89 car. Into 3 and 4. Everybody going to kind of roll the bottom right now as you kind of see it start to single file out. So you get to back here around Cody Hollis. Hollis, Hayne, Lamb. Great battle, as well as Scotty G. Back up front, laps winding down. White flag. Going to be in the air next time by. 2 laps to go. This is the difference between punching into the show and possibly looking at a B or a C main right here. Greg Thompson going to give it one more look. Nothing doing. Kennedy holds on to it for the time being. Through 1 and 2, pretty much at a crawl. Now rockets down the back straightaway. Kennedy to the bottom. Thompson going to look one more time to the outside. Nothing doing. Chad Wheeler, John Kennedy going to be your next 2 to advance out of heat race number 2. Greg Thompson, Cody Hollis, John Hayne, Joey Lamb, and Scotty G all going to go to the soup. As here we go, folks. Heat race number 3 going to be looking at the track next. As we look to see what heat race number 3 and who heat race number 3 has in store for us. On the front row, it's going to be Jason Fields in the 007 car, the driver out of Indiana. Outside row number 1 is going to be the 115 car. That is Jed Barton. Starting in row number 2 will be DJ Kalinowski, and the 55 car of Trevor Fitz out of California. Next row is going to be the 444 car. That is Jared P. Russell out of the Plains region. To his outside, you got the 083 car of Skip Tuttle. Richard Spar is going to have the 71 car in the back row, along with downtown Ronnie Brown. Here we go, folks. Heat race number 3. Cars begin to work through 3 and 4. Pace trucks in. Green flags in the air. Jacob Fields wastes no time on the loud pedal. Through 1 and 2. Field comes to life. Everybody looking towards the basement right now, doing a little catfishing. Through 1 and 2. Now it's going to open up a little basement to the attic action through 3 and 4. Fields still your leader. Barton second. Trevor Fitz third. As you see the tail end of that battle, and there is DJK in the 4th spot. These 4 begin to break away a little bit, and then a gaggle of cars right around Skip Tuttle towards the back. See this gaggle of cars, Spar trying to do something. Tuttle going to shut the door on him in 1 and 2. Through 3 and 4 they go, little spread out. Right now it's all Jacob Fields out front in the 00 car out of Indiana. A live from the roof cam on Fields as you see him rocket down the front straightaway. 8 laps to go, 5 of the 12 to be ran in the books, and it's been Fields showing us the way through all of them. Still running in second is the 55 car of Trevor Fitz. Barton is going to be third right now in the 115 car. DJK still trying to reel in Barton. Everybody's going to have to make moves if they want to make them. Right now, Jacob Fields, Trevor Fitz setting sail on the field. Everybody else going to just try to be as high up in the soup as they can be at this point. 5 laps to go, heat race number 3. We'll take a look right here around Spar as he continues to work on a downtown Ronnie Brown. Skip Tuttle in the 083 car falling back just a little bit. Spar now going to get on the loud pedal, tickles the cush through 3 and 4 into 1 and 2. Same thing. Way upstairs, trying to find any momentum he can to maybe to get a run on Brown. Field kind of beginning to spread out now, and it's still all Jacob Fields out front. It's Fields, Fitz, and Barton, your top 3. DJK 4th. Jarrett P. Russell in the 444 car runs 5th. Telling you right now, folks, Russell, if it were to end right now, which it will in 1 short lap, if you're Jared Russell, you're probably looking at about a C main right now with the cars on hand. Meanwhile, up front, Fields going to try to hold off Trevor Fitz one more time around. Fitz is there, nothing doing. Off of turn number 4, heat race number 3 winner, Jacob Fields. Trevor Fitz, they're both going to go to the A main. Jeb Barton, DJK, Jared P. Russell, Richard Spar, Downtown Ronnie Brown, and Skip Tuttle all going to transfer to the soup. 3 exciting heat races down. A few more on hand as we get set to go. Here's heat race number 4. Few of the MVRL regulars in this. One of them going to start outside the front row. We'll get to that in a minute. Starting on the inside front row, the 80 car out of California, that's Dylan Wilson. Outside row number 1 is going to be the 91 car of Dustin Levernight. Row 2 is going to see the 37 car of Dustin Boston. And making up the outside of row number 2, a guy we glad to see back in competition, the outside outlaw Chris Arencia, going to start 4th. Next row, we'll see the 97 car of Blake Heather. To the outside, you're going to have the 111 car, one of the new faces tonight, Russell Snellings, out of Georgia. Next row is going to see the 22 car, Andrew Fessenden. Sorry if I butchered that up, but here we go, folks. Heat race number 4. Green flag in the air. We're underway. Dylan Wilson going to lead them down into turn 1. Everybody funnels towards the bottom, and here comes the outside outlaw. Outside the second row to a transfer spot through 3 and 4. Dustin Levernight now going to give chase down the front straightaway. 2 laps down, 11 to go. Look at that from the roof cam. You can almost reach out and touch him. Car around in the back. That's Blake Heather. Caution flag's going to fly. Get a look at some of the tech cams on these cars for tonight, as well as the roll bar cam. That's the roll bars looking in at Dustin Levernight. Field will freeze. We're going to rack them and stack them again. 9 laps to go under caution. 8 laps to go this time, as you see Arencia trying to catch the 80 car of Dylan Wilson. We're going to stack them all up. Lights are off on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. It'll be back to green flag racing next time out of 4. Dylan Wilson going to bring the field to life. Chris Arencia, Dustin Levernite, your top 3. Green flag in the air. Dylan Wilson back on the loud pedal and rate. Gets a good little jump. Arencia now going to come under fire. And Levernite, they're going to put 3 cars down in one groove around the bottom. Levernite going to go to work on Arencia. Take a look at this from the roof cam of the 111 car. Russell Snellings out of Georgia. Snelling's going to put it right down around the wall. Do a little catfishing around the bottom, little bottom feeding as well as most of the field. One car we did miss in the call out, Laurel Havens, the WR1 number 47 ride, trying to come from the back to the front, punch his ticket into the show. Havens on the move right now under the 111 car of Sneelings. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Havens going to get a little sideways out of 4. Gathers it back up. Didn't lose a whole lot of ground. Caution flag going to fly once again.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
It was the 37 car of Dustin Boston going to go around. I'm going to take a look and see exactly what happened to Dustin. I believe it was a little contact. See it into turn 1. Boston and Heather going to go around. One more look from the limp cam. Slow it down. There's the contact. Boston going to go around. Heather will continue on. Saw Heather go around earlier. Not exactly sure if that was the culprit of it all. Well, we were so busy on the replay and stuff. Heat race number 4 going to come to an end. Here we go with heat race number 5. Take a look at the starting field. Heat race number 5. On the front row, you got the 54 car of Mason Lynch out of Illinois. To his outside, you're going to have Josh Smith in the 83 car, driver out of the Mid-South region. One row back from that, so we're going to find Ryan Gaunt in the 20. The Gaunt's outside. Actually, Gaunt's going to make up the outside of the second row. Looks like you will have Curtis Upoff making up the inside, the 129. Next row back is going to be the 84 car of Clay Deban out of the Northwest region. To his outside, Shane Showtime Kelly making a start here tonight with us in the 35. Then you're going to have Joel Bay and Jamison T. Coleridge rounding out your field. Coleridge going to be in the 199. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Heat race underway. Mason Lynch going to get a good jump on the field as they work through 1 and 2. Holy cow, what a traffic jam back here around Ryan Gaunt. Top to the bottom, 4 wide through turns 4. Gaunt now going to dig the bottom one more time in the STP ride. Mason Lynch still out front. Now he's going to come under fire from Josh Smith. Smith going to take it to the attic, see what he can do through 3 and 4. Already 3 down, 10 to go, folks. Mason Lynch still your leader out front. Josh Smith second. Here comes Gaunt. Just when you thought you couldn't get any lower, Clay D-Man going to go take the 84 car to the bottom, see what he can do. Gaunt now to second, D-Man to third. Josh Smith, who was sitting second just a lap ago, got to be wondering what happened. All the way back to 4th and falling. Mason Lynch still out front. Gaunt looking for a little more through 1 and 2. Going to work the middle part of the racetrack. Gaunt out of the outside. Mason Lynch going to see if he can hold him off, but it was Gaunt by a nose at the line. Fastest car on the racetrack that time was Ryan Gaunt as he challenges for the lead. Gaunt through 3 and 4. New leader out of turn 4. The 20 car, Ryan Gaunt out of the Plains region. Mason Lynch out of Illinois is going to fire it back on the bottom. Josh Smith going to do a little muscling around there in the 83 car. Smith falls back a little further now as he's dropped a few positions from the starting spot up near the front. Shane Showtime Kelly going to be around the bottom of the 35 car. Look at that. Oh, Shane Kelly and the 84 car going to touch a little bit. Both going to continue on. Oh! Something happens to Mason Lynch in the 54. Gets the inside wall, and he's going to go dropping like a rock. That's going to move Ryan Gaunt and the 84 car of Clay Devan to the move-up spots. 2 laps to go. Gaunt all alone out front. As here we go. One lap to go. It's going to be out of turn 4. Ryan Gaunt punching his ticket of the show. D-Van second. Curtis Upoff, Josh Smith, Shane Kelly, Mason Lynch, Colbridge, and Bay going to go to the soup. Well, folks, I hope you're enjoying the show so far because the heat races just keep coming. As here we go, we're going to get set for the next heat race. The front row, you're going to have the 14 car of Shad Prescott, the driver out of the Plains region. To his outside, you're going to have the 04 car. Looks like Frank Gonzalez is going to move up a row. So you're going to have Shad Prescott, Frank Gonzalez on the front row. Row number 2 is going to see the 51 car of Bailey Jones out of California. To his outside, looks like you should have the 19 car. Going to move up 1 spot of David Kuntz. Then Jared Beasley, Ronald Piles going to round out your field. Field going to work their way down the back straightaway. Jimmy Boomtown out in the chat as always. It's my favorite TV show. High praise from Mr. Boomtown there. We hope you're all enjoying the action. Green flag in the air. Loud pedal goes Shad Prescott down the front straightaway, brings the field to life. The man you've got to keep an eye on, and this one is Frank Gonzalez. We talked to him in the pre-race show. Heavy heart in the 04 car tonight. First annual Donna Jones Memorial Race. Donna Jones, the mother of Frank Gonzalez. As Frankie tries to punch his ticket in through this heat race. One of the final heat races on the night. 10 to go out front. It's all Shad Prescott. Bailey Jones going to be challenging Gonzalez now for second. Gonzalez going to hold it low into the bottom through 3 and 4. Jones going to give a little challenge, nothing much yet. Maybe just waiting for the big slip up. Meanwhile, one guy who's not waiting is Jared Beasley as he took a look to the bottom of Jones that time, nothing doing. A little bit of mix up in the back. Ronald Piles in the 19 car. Going to do battle with, or the 68 car going to do battle with the 19 car of David Kuntz. This is the only side-by-side battle on the racetrack right now. Everybody else kind of single-filed. It is a good one, though. We'll take you on board with it. There you see Kuntz going to throw it to the bottom. Piles going to continue to work under him. Listen to that. Here's David Kuntz as he gets on the loud pedal. track is very slick. These drivers going to have a hard time getting it to hook up. One guy who is not, though, that's your leader out of the Plains region in the 14 car, Shad Prescott. We'll go back now, check on Frankie Gonzalez. Still runs second, holding off a charge from Bailey Jones. About a car length gap between Gonzalez and Jones. They both run the bottom through 1 and 2. 4 laps to go. It'll be 3 times when Prescott hits the line. 3 laps to go, folks, although this is going to be a seat deep into the A main to punch your ticket through the heat race. Definitely a big accomplishment, especially when you got 43 cars trying to work their way through. 2 laps to go. Frank Gonzalez still gonna run in second. Shad Prescott out front walking the dog on this heat race. White flag one more time through 3 and 4. Frankie Gonzalez can breathe easy as he has just punched his ticket into the A main along with Shad Prescott, Bailey Jones, Jared Beasley, David Kuntz, and Ronald Piles all going to be looking at the soup. Here we go, folks. It's hit that time of the night when we're going to start the alphabet soup. 1 second as I'm going to try to get you a feature call on this one. Looking at the E main, folks. Usually this is where I'd have Robbie come in and tell me what main we were looking at, although like I said, I am solo, so be gentle as we get set to go here. Here's how it's going to shake down. On the front row, you're going to have the 69 car of AJ Cruz out of Carolina. Start next to the boss man at Joey Lamb Racing, the 81 car of Joey Lamb. Next row, you're going to have the 29 car downtown Ronnie Brown out of Virginia. 37 car to his outside is going to be Dustin Boston out of the Plains region. 1 row back from that, so we're going to find the 199 car of Jamison T. Colbridge. To his outside, you're going to have the 97 of Blake Heather. Skip Tuttle going to make up the next row with the 38 car of Joel Bay. Lights off on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. We're going to go racing out of turn number 4. It'll be all AJ Cruz. Good look at the field as they creep by our turn 3 camera into turn number 4. Cruz now begins to pick it up. Green flag in the air. Cruz on the loud pedal big time through 1 and 2. Look at that dry slick racetrack. 4 wide behind Lamb. Top 4 going to advance on to the D main. This is once again the E main, folks. All right, man, caution flag's going to fly already. It'll be Skip Tuttle in the 083 car going to bring it out. 9 laps to go. Chad Bolin out there, wish I could have been home to race in it. Good luck, HRE Motorsports. I think a couple of you out there also pulling for some of your favorite drivers. Jared Hazen, driver of the 09, tonight's just the 9 car. He's going to be in the B main. See some of the drivers out in the chat. We'll give you updates from time to time. If you're out there, one of the 43 watching, we sure appreciate you tuning in. Said, folks, I am doing this solo tonight. Usually Robbie Buckner up here in the booth with me. Be patient, be kind as we get set to go. E main gonna start back up. It's Cruz and Lamb on the front row. Look off the hood of AJ Cruz. Get a look at the back. The field stacks up just a little bit. Here we go, folks. Cruz back on the loud pedal away. Green flag in the air. Top 4 going to go to the D main. As right now it's AJ Cruz. Coleridge going to throw it in deep, sell it cheap, looking for second. Joey Lamb going to work the high side. Caution flag once again. Looks like it'll be the... Originally looked like it was the 97, possibly, of Blake Heather. One of the cars I saw slower down the backstretch. Ronnie Brown with a little front end damage on the 29 car. Not exactly sure what happened to the 199 of Jamison Coleridge, driver out of Ohio. Will get his spot back, although it looked like he got turned around once the caution came out. Hey folks, if you're out there just tuning in for the first time to the Backwards Hat Productions crew, feel free to hit the little bell, the subscribe button. It don't cost you anything, free to do, and it's going to keep you up with all the action here in Backwards Hat Productions on the YouTube side of things. Skip Tuttle going to get a lap back under caution here as we get set to go rack and stack the E main. It'll be 3 laps to go. Most of it, 5 of the 10 been ran under caution so far. Who's going to be your top 4 to advance? It'll be AJ Cruz, Joey Lamb, Coleridge, and Dustin Boston right now. Green flag in the air. Cruz back on the loud pedal, leads Joey Lamb into turn 1 and 2. Lamb going to give him plenty of room now, kind of looks to the bottom. Lamb now to the bottom. Big move incoming. Checkered flag. Gonna be coming out next time by. It'll be 1 lap to go. Big jumble up in the back. 38 car, Joel Bay gonna go around, takes Blake Heather with him. Or no, I'm sorry, that was the 37 of Dustin Boston. Here we go, folks. It's time to go D-Main racing. A whole new set of drivers, whole new set of hopes to work your way into the C-Main as we get set to go. Cars begin to grid up now, I believe on the front row. Take a look. Front row is going to be Shane Kelly. Showtime Shane Kelly out of the Atlantic region. To the outside is going to be David Kuntz in the number 19 car out of Indiana. 1 row back from that's going to be the 96 car of Randy Crowder. To Randy's outside, you're going to have the 21 car out of the Plains region of John Hain. 1 row back from that's where you're going to find the 22 car of Andrew F. He's going to start to the outside of Richard Spar. 54 car of Mason Lynch. Led most of his heat race, had a problem, fell back. He's going to find himself in the D main. Ronald Piles, Har Motorsports in the 68 car. And then your 4 moved up from the last feature. Joey Lamb, AJ Cruz, Downtown Ronnie Brown, and Blake Heather. Field going to work its way down the back stretch. Lights off on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. We're going to go racing out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Shane Kelly wastes no time getting on the loud pedal. It's going to be Shane Kelly, David Kuntz, Randy Crowder, your top 3. Top 4 going to make it to the A main. Shane Kelly's showing us the way right now. 10 laps to go. Kuntz second. Third will be Crowder. Fourth will be John Hain. Here comes Richard Spar. Spar going to look for a move-up spot out of turn number 4. 3 wide for a second. Crowder going to gather it back up now, and around goes the 54 car in 1 and 2. We're all going to get going straight. Blake Heather going to be involved in it, as well as Joey Lamb. Now the caution flag is going to fly. 8 laps to go here in the D main.
I heard there was a race.
No, there's not a race. I'm glad to see. Did you ride the blimp in?
No, I rode a horse and buggy, and I blew out a wheel.
Good night, folks. You were wondering if Robbie's double A's. You know, last week we made mention that we didn't have money for the double A's, but we had a blimp. Now we can't even get you proper transportation to the racetrack. You're going to ride in the horse and buggy.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that, everybody. Had some stuff come up, had to take care of, but we're here. Looks like I made it just in time for the D main, so gonna catch most of the soup with you.
Heck yeah, well, we get set to go. The other half of Backwards Hat now in booth with me, Robbie Buckner. As here we go, it's the D main 1 to green. Your mover uppers from the last letter of the soup. The biggest mover so far is Ronnie Brown. He's up to 6th. AJ Cruz, Joey Lamb, Blake Heather running in that order, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Green flag in the air. Shane Kelly back on the loud, pedaling away. David Coon's going to go into 1 and 2 right through the middle of the racetrack. Robbie, since you're just joining us, man, this racetrack taking a lot of rubber. It's bad fast so far, producing a lot of great racing action.
Yeah, I was able to watch some of it while dealing with the issues I was having, but looks like the track's starting to get locked in from the bottom all the way to the top, so the groove is pretty much wide now. I noticed in some of the heat races, guys were running the bottom, but people in the middle and top were getting faster and going around them, so ought to be interesting. But right now, Shane Kelly definitely has this heat race under control.
Well, Shane Kelly's got it under control. Richard Sparks on the bubble. John Hain looked to the outside for a second, had to gather it back up. Downtown, Ronnie Brown now going to work the bottom around Hain. All the action right here around 4th, 5th, and 6th. Randy Crowder now going to do a little door banging with Spar through 3 and 4.
That's just helping Ronnie Brown at this point. Ronnie needs to pick up one more spot to transfer, and he's got 2 laps left to do it.
Get a look back off of the roof of Crowder. Backwards Hat production spoiler on the 96 car. That's going to do it, folks. Blake Heather, Joey Lamb, AJ Cruz, downtown Ronnie Brown going to come the closest, but he'll be 2 spots outside of the transfer. Top 4 did move on to this next feature, and man, what a feature we've got here. Consolations are stacked as we get set to go, and here's how it's going to look. On the front row in the 13 car, you're going to have DJK. To his outside, it'll be the 111 of Russell Snellings.
Looks like starting 3rd in this heat race is going to be 83 of Josh Smith. The Josh is outside. Starting in the 4th spot is going to be the 114 of Jared Beasley.
1 row back from that, Robbie's going to be that good-looking 00 car, Russell Brown Race Cars. Russell Brown. To the outside of that's going to be the 34 car of Scotty G.
Starting 7th is going to be the 444 of Jared P. Russell, and the Jared's outside is going to be the 47 Havens Nations man, Laurel Havens.
1 row back from that's where you're going to start the move up. David Coon, Shane Kelly, Richard Spar. As here we go, folks, and also Crowder in the 96 car. Going to be on the back row. Who can go from the outhouse to the penthouse? Who's going to be your next 4 to transfer? We're fixing to find out. 12 short laps to do it in. Pace truck's going to work its way through 3 and 4. Now going to drop the field off. Green flag in the air. Right now it's Dylan Kay going to show the way. Russell Snelling 2nd, although he's seeing heck of a battle right here. The 83 car, full velocity on it. That's going to be Josh Smith. Smith going to work the bottom through 1 and 2.
Yeah, right now Jared Beasley holds down that transfer spot, and it looks like we may have lost Russell Brown. Oh, contact in the back. Big pile up on the front stretch. Shane Kelly.
Looks like it's Shane Kelly and the 34 car, Scotty G.
Simon Sarko, chocolate tonsils, Buckman. I hear you.
Well, there's a good look at Laurel Havens in the 47 car. Definitely, Laurel, one of the guys we definitely miss seeing here on Wednesday nights, Robbie. I know doesn't feel the same out there in the Backwards Hat Nation without Havens Nation blending into the melting pot. Nonetheless, though, good to see the driver out of Muskogee, Oklahoma in attendance tonight.
Yeah, definitely good to see him here in attendance, but he's got a long way to go to get to the transfer spot currently.
Long way to go.
Yeah, he's running 8th. Needs to
he's actually running 5th, Rob.
Why is he showing 8th on my screen?
I'm not sure, but nonetheless, gonna give Havens Nation a heart attack out there as he's showing in Robbie, showing 5th or 8th for Robbie, showing 5th on my board. So a long way to get there, Rob. Nonetheless, 7 laps to do it in. Although it's only
8th.
Started 8th. There you go.
Started 8th.
Although it's only one spot,
Green flag.
it can seem like an eternity. Green flag in the air. DJK gonna lead us back to the green flag through 1 and 2 around the bottom. Everybody's gonna do a little catfishing through 1 and 2. Now you're gonna see it open up a little bit right around David Kuntz and the 96 car of Crowder.
Yeah, right now the battle for the transfer spot's heating up. Jared Beasley runs the bottom. Havens runs all the way up next to the wall. Havens seems to be getting a better run off the corner. But Jared's able to get into the corner a little bit better. So it's be interesting to see how this battle plays out.
Well, Havens going to tickle the cush through 1 and 2. Now down the back straightaway. Rockets into 3 and 4. Same thing. Going to almost knock down the cushion as he ran up in there so hard. Here we go. He's now going to go to the bottom in 1 and 2. Tickles the tail feathers of the 114 car. Down the back straightaway. Gap starting to close up. Time starting to run out. It's going to be 2 laps to go in the C main.
Laurel slid up the track a little bit on exit there. But he's going to try and charge back down to 1. Throws it in way deep. Slides up the racetrack there.
Haven's going to throw it in there one more time, but it's not going to be. DJK, Josh Smith, Russell Stellings, Jared Beasley, all going to transfer to the B main. Everybody else going to transfer to the trailer. Robbie, their night is done, and they're going to be watching the A main from the stands.
Yeah, tough break for several of these guys, but as many cars as we have here, as stacked as this field is, it doesn't surprise me that some really good drivers are going to miss the main tonight.
Well, here we go as we're going to get set to go for the, is it the B main? I'm already losing track of the soup. As here we go, it's going to be Heath Lawson out of the Mid-South region from the pole to his outside. He's going to have the 313 car. Gave us plenty of excitement in the heat race. Missed it by just a spot. That's going to be Greg Thompson.
Yeah, starting third, the 115 of Jed Barton, and to Jed's outside is going to be that number 91 of the nightly one, Dustin Levernight.
1 row back from that's where you're going to find Bailey Jones in the 51. To the outside of the 129 car of Curtis Upoff.
Jaron Babyface Hastings is going to start 7th in this race. 8th is going to go to the number 4 of Cody Hollis.
Then you're going to see the cars from the 4 from the transfer of the last one. DJK, Josh Smith, Jared Beasley. I believe we have one. Yeah, it's the 111 car out there. I didn't see him for just a second. Russell Snellings. Here we go. Pace cut is going to lead us around. The lights are off. It'll be going in out of turn number 4. Heath Lawson going to lead the field down the back straightaway. He'll bring the field to life out of turn number 4. Here we go. Lawson on the loud pedal. Green flag in the air.
As they charge down into turn 1 all the way from the bottom to the top. 51 gets out of shape. He's up into the wall. The 4 car comes up in front of him.
Contact. 115 of Jed Barton gonna make contact with Thompson.
All right, man, caution is out.
Caution flag's gonna fly. Brings the field to a halt out of turn number 2. Go back and take a look at just what happened there. I caught the tail end of it. We'll do it quickly before we rack them and restack them. Trying to get you a better angle at it, folks. Give me just 1 second. Here we go. You're going to see the 115 into the back of the 313 just a little bit. Everybody is going to continue on. Looks like the 115 may be getting penalized, Robbie, as it looks like he's being dropped tailback.
Yeah, it looks like Bailey Jones and Jed Barton are going to be charged with the cautions there.
Well, there you go. Michael Redding once again in attendance tonight, but doing it from the race control booth. We get set to go. Heath Lawson going to lead us to the green flag. He'll have Curtis Upoff, DJK, Jaron Hazen in tow.
Green flag,
Green flag in the air.
Yeah, right now, I tell you, you know, all the cars in this one should advance to the actual feature. So really what you're fighting for right now is the starting position. Although you're locked in, you don't want to give up a lot of ground, because finishing in the top half of this field versus the back half of the field, that's just that many more cars you got to get around in the feature.
24 cars. We started out with 43, Rob. We've narrowed it down, or going to narrow it down to 24 cars. Half the field going to have to go home. These guys still in the fight. Look at babyface, the panhandler, Jaron Hazen, up around the top. Going to tickle the cush through 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Hazen's going to be doing battle with Josh Smith.
Yeah, right now he's trying to sling some t-shirts out to the stands as high as he's running, but unfortunately that high line, although it looks like it has more moisture up there versus the middle and bottom, just isn't quite as fast.
Well, the bottom of the racetrack, always the shortest distance around, more times than not the fastest way around it. Everybody going to catfish again through 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, it's going to be 3 laps to go. Heath Lawson, still your leader in the 2-car. DJK, Curtis Upoff, and Dustin Levernite. The big battles right here as Jaron Hazen and Josh Smith provide us plenty of excitement. Laps winding down. Hazen going to finally get the wall, just kind of bounces off of it. That's going to allow the 313 of Greg Thompson back into the fight here as laps wind down.
Hazen gets a run off the corner, gets a lot of momentum on that high side. It's just that bottom side's killing him through the center of the corner out.
1 lap to go. Jared Beasley going to work the bottom now. He's going to work around Thompson. It's going to be Heath Lawson, DJK, Curtis Upoff, and Dustin Levernite, your top 4. Russell Snellings, Josh Smith, Jaron Hazen, Jared Beasley, and a host of others going to round your field out. It's now time to go warm-up racing. Or actually, it's time to go A-main racing. Before we do that, we're going to have a little bit of a warm-up here.
Got a special salute coming up here during this warm-up.
Heck yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Rob. I've been talking for the better part of the program. I'm going to give the old vocal cords a rest before the A-main. I'm going to let you get some driver interviews in.
Alrighty. We'll do a quick interview here. Tell you what, let's bring up the admin. Actually, he's working on some stuff right now, so we'll leave him alone. Here we go. Have we talked to the outside outlaw yet tonight?
We have not. Perfect time to.
Chris Arencia, Robbie Butner, Backwards Hat Production booth. You got a copy, bud? Chris, outside Outlaw Rencia, Robbie Butner, backwards half production booth. Got a copy button. I think all the drivers at the moment are kind of listening in to what the admin's telling them. Get them all situated here.
Well, here we go. Looks like we're going to go 4 wide behind Frank Gonzalez. What a cool event, Robbie. It's great to see the sim racing community come together to rally behind one of their own, Frank Gonzalez. Like we said, folks, if you're just tuning in, you're catching the Donna Jones Memorial Race. Donna Jones, the mother of Frank Gonzalez, passed away a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's something to watch the sim racing community come together to try and one, be there for a fellow driver. 2, there's no better way to kind of ease the pain a little bit than knowing that everyone's here for the same reason and everybody's got your back. So definitely awesome. It's awesome to see Frankie out there leading this 4 wide salute.
Heck yeah, man. Couldn't say it any better myself. We'll get a look at it. 4 abreast before these guys set to do battle for 100 laps. I talked to Frankie a little earlier, Robbie, and the emotion you could feel in him was just tremendous. As he said, he was doing a great job just to fight back the tears, all the purple flying around this racetrack tonight. Of course, many of you know Donna Jones was a big part of the Backwards Hat Nation out there, tuned in many times to cheer on Frankie. She'll be greatly missed by Robbie I and the rest of Backwards Hat Productions, as well as these guys. Well, Robbie, here we go as we get set to go. Everybody gonna get a little frustrations out before we go. Hey, main racing. Robbie, 100 laps here, man. You know, you're running on the dry, slick track that's just gonna, you know, the track won't be reconditioned. It's gonna go straight through as it has been. Setup's going to be a big key, as right now it's about 87 degrees in the air. The track temp as well, about 62% humidity.
Yeah, the big thing going into this race with 100 laps, one, it's going to be about taking care of your equipment. You can't just go out there and start throwing what I like to describe as stupid sliders early in the race and tear your vehicle, tear your car up. It's going to hurt you in the long run. Second thing is you're going to have a car that's capable of running the top and the bottom. You don't want to gear yourself out of an option. You know, if you gear yourself to run the bottom and the bottom only, and the bottom just goes slap away and the top is the fast curve at the end of the race, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better myself. It's going to be a setup challenge for these guys especially. Not to mention through the heat races and most of the features, you can get away with running a limited fuel load. For 100 laps here, you're definitely going to have to cram that fuel cell as much as you can get in it. And it's definitely going to be one of those things that will change the dynamic of the car. As we get set to go, folks, 24 of them going to do battle here, 100 laps, and here's how it's all going to shake down for your starting lineup. Starting on the front row, the 46 car, the driver out of the Mid-South region, that's Darren Literal. To his outside, the driver out of the Muskogee, Oklahoma area, in the 88, that's Chad Wheeler.
Starting third, the 007 of Jacob Fields. Starting fourth tonight, driving the number 80 will be Dylan Wilson.
Next row is going to be the 20 car of Ryan Gaunt out of the Plains region. To Ryan's outside, you're going to have the 14 car, another driver out of the Plains region, that's Shad Prescott.
Starting seventh, the number 28 of Aaron Kitchen. Starting eighth is going to be the number 89 of El Presidente, John Kennedy.
One row back from that's where you're going to find the 55 machine. That machine out of California being piloted by Trevor Fitz. The Trevor's outside, you're going to find the 78 car, the driver out of Georgia, the outside outlaw. HRE Motorsports, that's Chris Arencia.
Starting 11th, and that number 17 going to be Jesse Mason out of Michigan. And starting 12th tonight is going to be the 04 of Frank Gonzalez.
Well, I have the 84 car of Clay Devan and then Frank Gonzalez. I believe Jesse in the admin booth with Redding. But anyway, the next row is going to be Heath Lawson in the 2 car, the driver out of the Mid-South region, DJK, one of the drivers who had to come up through the soup out of Illinois, and a host of others as we get set to go. Pace truck makes the hard left. Green flag in the air. Cars roaring alive. 24 of the bad, fast, super late models. The 438 cubic inch late models doing battle here. Lap 1, 3, 4 wide now through 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 wide battle for the lead right now. You got Chad Wheeler on the extreme outside, the 45 on the inside, and sticking his nose in the middle. Looks like the 007.
Here we go. It was almost 3 wide that time by the line. Chad Wheeler going to continue to show us the way around the cushion. Although here comes Jacob Fields, the 007, through 3 and 4.
Yeah, Jacob's found something there in the middle that's working for him as he continues to push his way through. But right in the back, man, we are 5 wide. Oh, the 2 car gets turned.
Heath Lawson going to go around, collects a host of others, DJK being one of them. The 4 car of Cody Hollis as well. Go back and take a look at what happened there. You heard Robbie on the excellent call. Ryan Gaunt looks like he gets a little out of shape. Lawson checks up. Then Lawson may have gotten turned there by the 13 of... Looks like Lawson could have got a little help from the 13 car.
Yeah, that's just, in my opinion, that's the situation. 5 wide, down to 3, down to 2. Somebody was going to lose.
We're 6 laps into the book and 4 or 5 wide racing already. I mentioned to you fans at the top of the show that rubbered in part of the racetrack, the dark gray, that's what we call the rubber. And it is starting to expand. You saw it, it was strictly around the bottom after hot laps, then the heat races and the features. The soup came and it got a little wider. Now it's starting to make its way up towards the wall. And Robbie, I believe Chad Wheeler, probably one of the highest cars up on the racetrack through that first little stint. Pace truck's back out, and it's going to be Jacob Fields.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. Fields going to be on the loud pedal. Fields into 1. Here comes Wheeler and the rest of them as they slide through 1 and 2 and rocket down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Chad Wheeler may have been the highest on that last little run there, but everybody's gone back to the bottom again, it looks like, except for maybe that 89 of John Kennedy as he continues to throw away up to the top.
Caution flag's going to fly once again. It's going to be Dustin Levernite in the 91 car. He went around. I saw it. Saw that car stopped on my track map. We'll go back and take a look at what happened to Dustin. Dustin was running about the middle part of the field. Go back live here. Oh, Dustin's going to get in under Frankie, gets turned around. A few cars make contact with him. It was a great heads-up move by Levernite to take it back down to the wall, nose it up against the wall, keep anybody else from getting involved. Caution flag once again going to fly.
Yeah, caution flag flies due to the incident, but I did learn, I'm not sure if you were aware or if the fans out there were, unlike most MVRL late model races, there's no incident cap and 2 fast repairs tonight.
Yeah, I noticed that as we were setting the race up, we weren't going to see an incident cap tonight. So normally these guys do see the incident cap, and you know, an incident cap as well as no fast repairs tonight. Michael Redding throwing it all out and giving these guys a few mulligans. 100 laps, you could probably use them.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Green
Most
flag,
of them.
green flag.
Well, green flags in the air, folks, as we try to catch. Give me 1 second here. We're having a few technical difficulties. We're going to get you caught back up here momentarily. Do apologize. We're going to join the racing now back live, and it's 4 wide once again. Through the field, it's still Jacob Fields leading. Chad Wheeler, Dylan Wilson, Shad Prescott, some of the heavy hitters in tonight's race, definitely looking to take home the win in the first annual Donna Jones Memorial Race.
Yeah, most definitely. Everybody wants to be the one that wins it. There's probably nobody here that wants to win it more than Frankie Gonzalez. Right now, Frankie's buried deep in the field. He's going to have to work his way. He's 12th right now. But I tell you, up front, it is all 007 at the moment.
Get a look on board the 04 machine of Frank Gonzalez as he does battle with Ryan Gaunt and John Kennedy. Oh, Gonzalez gonna gather it back up. Will stay green, although he lost a lot of position right there.
Heck of a job saving that thing, man.
Action all around the racetrack right now as the 007 of Jacob Fields has kind of checked out from Chad Wheeler. Now we're going to have a changeover for the second position. Dylan Wilson has taken it over from Chad Wheeler. Wheeler now going to slip back 1 more spot as he went wide, open the door for Shad Prescott. So the top 4 remain. Jacob Fields, Dylan Wilson, Shad Prescott, Jacob Fields once again on a tear. And then Chad Wheeler, he slipped back a little bit, still in 4th, and a little bit of gap between he and the 5th place car, the 55 of Trevor Fitz.
Yeah, Chad's falling back a little bit, but part of me wonders if maybe that isn't strategic for Chad to fall back a little bit, trying not to use all of his stuff up throughout the race. I mean, honestly, you're not going to come in and try and put tires on the car during this race. You got to try and not burn up that right rear tire. So he may be playing a little bit of a strategy call here and just kind of being easy on that right rear.
Well, look at this. John Kennedy going to wash up, jumps the cushion. Frank Gonzalez now back on the charge as he's back up inside the top 15 and 14. Here's Jared Beasley, Heath Lawson. They're going to do battle behind him. Cars stacked from the top to the bottom.
Wheeler.
Oh, Frankie Gonzalez going to get turned around once again. Jared Beasley nowhere to go. Field going to scatter around them. There come your leaders into the picture. Caution flag going to fly once again. We'll take you back, show you just exactly what happened to Frank Gonzalez. Frank made a run, slight contact. Round goes Gonzalez, the 115 going to pile in there. Cody Hollis just misses it, and then here comes your leaders. Caution flag going to fly once again, 75 laps to go. Everybody chases Jacob Fields. Get a good look from the fuel cell on the driver 007 of Fields.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Fields going to lead us back to action. Dylan Wilson right there. Here comes Shad Prescott. Chad Wheeler, Robbie, still digging the top. Going to lose another spot. Trevor Fitz now going to work his way into the mix as well as the 28 car.
Yeah, Chad's starting to fall back to the field, but again, I'm starting to wonder maybe if he's being that wily old veteran and trying to save some of that right rear tire, because he's not putting up much of a fight to the guys that are getting to him to try and go around him. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, maybe saving a little bit of that car, always a smart thing to do.
I tell you, a guy that isn't saving anything is 007 Justin Fields. Justin is putting out some quick lap times right now.
Jacob Fields, the fastest car on the racetrack that time by. Although Dylan Wilson challenging at every corner, just waiting for a slip up. Fields gonna rock it down the front straightaway through 1 and 2 down the back. 69 laps to go, 32 of the 100 to be ran already in the books. It's been Fields out front from the drop of the green.
Yeah, right now, Fields and Wilson are side by side coming off the corner. But they're going to catch lap traffic of the nightly one, Dustin Levernight, as they come through the corner.
Go on board with Dylan Wilson as he continues to try to work around Jacob Fields. Fields leaving just enough of the bottom, Robbie, to get him to think about it, although not able to get anything rolling.
Yeah, if you remember the beginning of the race right there, that line that Fields is running is where he was able to get around Wheeler at the beginning of the race. So he's very adept at being able to run that middle. He ran it 3 wide, went from 3rd to 1st in a matter of 3 laps running that line right there.
Look at this lap traffic of Dustin Levernight. You don't say that very often, but it's got Dylan Wilson, Chad Prescott, and Fitz all jacked up behind him. Robbie, you've got to wonder how long these lead cars are going to be considerate enough with Levernight to continue to let him run untouched before it starts to get a little bit aggressive and a, hey man, I got to go.
I'll give him about 2-3 more laps, because at this point the leader is now pulled away by over a second on him because of being stuck behind Levernight.
Levernight still going to dig the bottom. Dylan Wilson going to be the first car able to work around him. Here comes Chad Prescott. Levernight to the bottom once again. Levernight's going to go around. We will stay green and happen right by the entrance of the pit wall. Levernight's still stuck on the bottom. I'm not exactly sure. Now the caution's going to fly. We're going to go back and take a look at just what happened to Dustin Levernight.
Looks like he just lost it on his own there when he got back on the throttle. Looped on him.
You saw a little bit of contact between Chad Prescott in the corner before that. Looked like Levernight went to set it in there, caught the Chad Prescott with the rear end of the car. Tough break.
If you go back and look, Levernight actually catches the wall on entry and pushes him up.
Well, there you go. As, you know, it's got to be a sigh of relief for Chad Prescott, Dylan Wilson, and Trevor Fitz, as they actually lost a little bit of time to your leader, Jacob Fields. "24 cars started the race, 22 still on the lead lap. As we're 59 laps to go, this 100-lap event. And Robbie, look at that black glass of the Lanier National Speedway. It's almost looking at black glass into the corners here. So much rubber built up, and it's starting to get now to the outside cushion. Green flag back in the air. Jacob Fields going to bring the field back to life. 58 laps to go. Dylan Wilson going to give Fields a shot through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway.
Yeah, right now, I tell you, you're talking about the amount of rubber that's being put down on the top versus the middle and the bottom. You look up front, none of the leaders are running up there. It's all the guys in the back that are trying to make things happen that are all the way up there at the top.
Right on top of the fuel cell of the 80 car out of California, Dylan Wilson. You got to look back at Chad Prescott, Sim steering number 14 machine. Then you go off the front bumper. Jacob Fields got it hooked up off of turn number 4. 55 laps to go. 46 of the 100 laps complete and in the books. Look at a guy we haven't really talked a whole lot about. Started 10th, currently still riding right around to the 9th spot. Although the 78 car, Robbie, that HRE Motorsports ride of Chris Arencia, not too much damage.
No, he's Chris Arencia's done a good job of keeping it clean.
Well, here we go, folks. We're going to stack the field back up behind Jacob Fields. Your top 5 still Jacob Fields, Dylan Wilson, Chad Prescott, Trevor Fitz, and Chad Wheeler. Then you got Aaron Kitchen, Clay Devan up from 11th to 7th. Darren Literal has fallen back from the pole to 8th. Chris Arencia up from 10th to 9th. Heath Lawson up from 13th to 10th. Your big mover's the 115, Robbie, of Jed Barton, as he's currently up from 23rd to 11th.
Yeah, Jed's doing a really good job of moving up through the field. It ought to be interesting to see how much further up he can get. You know, he's starting to get to the guys that are extremely fast right now, because you got a guy like Chris Arencia that's running 9th, and it's pretty much just holding serve in 9th place. It goes to show how stout the front of this field is.
Well, here we go. Back up front, your leader is going to be Fields out of turn 4.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Jacob Fields back on the loud pedal. Listen to that car as it hops for traction into turn 1. Rockets down the back straightaway. Dylan Wilson in tow. Shad Prescott right there as well, where they've been for the majority of the 50 laps ran. Cross flags in the air now. We're halfway, 50 laps to go.
Yeah, halfway home at this point. The question is who's saved and who hasn't saved. We'll start to see who's going to move to the front as the fuel starts burning off. These cars are going to start handling way different than they were before. So, you know, if you're a little bit tight with a full fuel load, you're going to start getting looser and looser as this race goes on. And towards the end, if you have any tires left, you can just about run qualifying laps.
Well, here we go. It's still Fields, although Dylan Wilson not going to let him get away this time, Robbie. At about 2/10 now, break it down to about a half a car length through 3 and 4. Shad Prescott, the 14 car, still right there with him as well.
Yeah, the top 3 right on top of each other throughout this entire stint right here. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys play it out, but right now the 007 has moved up the track a little bit. The 80 is going to get to his inside as they go down into the corner.
Race for the lead. Dylan Wilson going to take a look into 1 and 2. Nothing doing as they continue to battle side by side through 3 and 4. Fields going to leave him a lane off the bottom. Nothing doing. Fields will still be your leader that time by the stripe.
Yeah, it looks like the 80 can get to the back bumper of Fields, but he can't get the momentum to get around him once he gets him up off the bottom.
Well, don't look now, Robbie, but if you look off the roof cam of Jacob Fields, lap traffic once again. Could that open a door for Dylan Wilson? We're going to find out. Wilson going to tickle the tail feathers of Fields through 3 and 4, rocket down the front straightaway.
Yeah, right now the biggest thing these guys are going to be fighting is where the lap traffic is. Fields has shown the ability to be able to come up off the bottom and still make time, while it looks like Wilson struggles to come off the bottom and make time. So it's going to be interesting here. Right now, the 2 lap cars that they're catching are up on the extreme high side of the track, so that'll work in Wilson's favor.
Wilson left the groove to the bottom in 1. Shad Prescott went to feel it, nothing doing. Here comes Fields and the crew around 2 more lap cars. That's Hazen and Kennedy. Fields now going to open up about a car length. Dylan Wilson going to close it through 3 and 4 to about 3/4 to a half. 40 laps to go. It's 60 down in the 100 lap event. Jacob Fields still your leader as he started from 3rd, got to the front early, hasn't looked back, but Dylan Wilson's been all over him. As we continue to work around lap cars, they're going to work around the 313 of Greg Thompson next. Look at this, Robbie. It's impressive. Oh! Contact. Dylan Wilson, Jacob Fields going to get together, and here comes Shad Prescott up the middle.
Prescott's going to be the one that kind of gains the most out of that, but Wilson's going to get the lead. Fields is going to fall all the way back to 4th, and I guarantee you that man is smoking up under that helmet.
Well, it was just a little slight contact between he and Dylan Wilson. However, it could have been the game changer in this race, although there's still 37 laps to go. As now Dylan Wilson's going to lead the 4-car freight train around the bottom to work around Greg Thompson. Thompson now going to get it up out of the way, right around the cushion. Here come the lead cars to the bottom. Fields going to be the last car to work around him. Dylan Wilson now going to work around Frank Gonzalez in the 04. Gonzalez going to slide it up to the middle part of the racetrack.
Oh, they split him.
Had to make a slight catch of it. Now that's going to open the door for Shad Prescott. Here comes Prescott down the front straightaway. Wilson and Prescott going to work around the 9 car of Jaron Hazen, as they now start to put more cars a lap down. Jared Beasley, the 51 car of Bailey Jones, just a few of them in the sights of Dylan Wilson. Oh, Wilson going to slip up now down the back straightaway. Shad Prescott takes a look for a second, although the lap car of Jared Beasley going to fill that spot. Here we go, Dylan Wilson now continuing to work traffic, and at this point, Robbie's done a pretty masterful job of it.
Yeah, at this point, he's doing a really good job of working his way through traffic. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if I'm him, I'm hoping this stays green, and I'm hoping I can check out, because I know, as well as everybody out there watching knows, that 007 is able to get back to him. Katie bar the door, and he's probably gonna go for a ride.
Well, like I said, you know, the contact between... as you say it, the 9 car of Jaron Hazen was stopped on the front straightaway. The SimWorks late model out of the Midwest region. Holy cow. 30 laps to go. That might have been the biggest caution of the race so far. Dylan Wilson continues to be your leader in the 80 car. Shad Prescott second, Trevor Fitz third. Jacob Fields, after leading a majority of the beginning to the middle part of the race, back to fourth after contact with Dylan Wilson. Chad Wheeler, we talked about Chad, how he might have just been kind of laying back, saving his stuff. There you see the teammates. Late model out of Muskogee. And man, Robbie, when you talk about saving your stuff, look at this car. I want you to take a look at it real quick. As he rolls around, that thing looks like it just rolled off the transporter. Maybe Wheeler have a dog in this fight before it's all said and done with.
Yeah, that is definitely taking care of his equipment so far this race. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays this one out. But if he has been saving and he's been trying to keep a little bit of that right rear, now would probably be the time to
Green flag,
let it go.
Flag.
Dylan Wilson wasted no time starting the race. He started from the top groove, now works his way down to the bottom through 1 and 2. Build a little more spread out than we've seen it up front. Wilson's got about a car length of Prescott. It's about 3 car lengths from Prescott to Fitz, and then Jacob Fields all over Fitz.
Yeah, Wilson done a good job getting the start there.
Down the front straightaway, 25 laps to go. Dylan Wilson continues to lead the field. We'll go back, take a look at some of the other battle for a second while we get a chance. There's the 28 car of Aaron Kitchen. Kitchen started 7th, still running 7th. Chad Wheeler, you saw in your screen there for a moment, in the 5th position, with Clay D-Band separating them. Probably we started with 24. We've still got 18 cars on the lead lap and running. One of them's John Kennedy. We switch over to Kennedy and gets into the wall through 3 and 4. No harm, no foul, but I want you to look at something. We just went back green. There's John Kennedy, the last car on the lead lap, Robbie.
There's the leaders.
And there's the leaders.
Yeah, it's the leaders are putting out a heck of a lap times. John is definitely struggling right now. You can see that his car is not to his liking. John likes to run it high, but he doesn't like to run it basically over the top of the cushion. And right now he's struggling to be able to keep that thing up there to where to run.
Dylan Wilson going to continue to lead. Here comes Shad Prescott. Oh, we about had one. The 129 car of Curtis Upoff. Got a little sideways in front of your leaders. Jacob
Fields spun.
Jacob Fields in the 007 car is going to go around as we'll find out what happened to Jacob.
Looks like he's taking his car behind the wall.
I believe if you see it here, he's probably going to make contact with the opening. Nope, looks like he just took it behind the wall. Maybe a problem for the 007 car. As looks like they have taken that car behind the wall and possibly to the hauler. He could be done for the night.
Yeah, it looks like he's potentially done for the night. Tough break for him, though. He had a great run going. Led a lot of this race. Was still in contention to win this thing.
Pace truck's going to carry us around 18 laps to go now, 17 to go, as we're going to go 1 to green here. Dylan Wilson still your leader. Shad Prescott second, Trevor Fitz third, Chad Wheeler back up to fourth.
We're going to go back to green with 15 laps to go.
Dylan Wilson in the Supermoon number 80 going to lead us to the green flag. Green in the air. Wilson gets the wall down the front straightaway just a little bit. Shad Prescott gonna close. Wilson not the restart he had last time, although he is gonna lead us around another circuit with 15 to go.
Yeah, right now Wilson's gonna be able to hold off Prescott and Fitz, but the question is, can he do it for another 14 laps? As Prescott is starting to turn up the pressure on Wilson.
Well, you know, the question is, Robbie, Shad Prescott's just kind of rode around in the second position. At times, almost had to roll out of the throttle. Laps winding down. We get inside 10 to go. How much give is there going to be between he and Dylan Wilson?
I doubt there's going to be a lot of give here at the end of the race. It's all about take. This isn't a point span race. This is all about pride and money and being the first person to win the Memorial.
Dylan Wilson going to continue to lead us. We go on board the roof cam. Better yet, let's put you in the fuel cell, let you see into the eyes of Shad Prescott as they work through 1 and 2 one more time. 12 laps to go. It'll be 11 laps at the line. Dylan Wilson going to continue to lead. Leaves a little bit at the bottom. Prescott tries to reel him in. Nothing doing.
Yeah, right now Prescott's kind of holding there, but he's going to get a good run here coming up into the corner. Tries to get to the bottom, but isn't able to get there.
Well, here we go. Dylan Wilson going to lead us around. 10 laps to go. Wilson almost gets the wall down the back straightaway that time. Had to correct it. Shad Prescott going to reel him in once again. The little cracks beginning to show for Dylan Wilson. We'll see if he can put it all together for 9 more laps. They rocket down the back straightaway one more time.
Yeah, Wilson's starting, you can tell he's starting to really drive the car harder than he has been all race long. Lap times are not reflecting it, but you can just look at the cars and see how much more sideways they are, how much more further they're drifting off the corner. You can really tell how hard these guys are driving, as Wilson has about a half of a second lead on the field right now.
I want you to notice something, Robbie, as Wilson continues to now work around the lap car of John Kennedy again, but a lot of cars just kind of hanging it out, having a lot of problem through the slick. Dylan Wilson's almost keeping that car straight to an extent, some of the straightest we've seen. I believe that's what's allowing him to check out on the field, as we've got a pile up. Jared Beasley in the 51 car of Bailey Jones stuck together on the front stretch. Beasley backs it up into traffic. I believe the 114 car may be a little hot with Bailey Jones in the 51. Shows him a little displeasure, nothing major. Beasley now going to go around Jones in the 51. We'll see if we can go back real quick, take a look at just what happened there between Beasley and Jones. Beasley going to run the bottom part of the racetrack right up against the wall. Through 3 and 4, Beasley gets a little washed up off the bottom. Looks like he may have broke it loose just a little bit. Probably it's one of those things where I don't really think the 51 of Bailey Jones, you know, intended to wreck Beasley or really did anything wrong there. Maybe just the break in Beasley's momentum.
No, I mean, that's at a point in the corner for the 51 where he's starting to throttle back up, and you know, there's not much you can do when the car in front of you is going that much slower than you.
Well, Grandpa Papa Viagra, 2 laps to go at the line. Katie bar the door, it's on. Green flag in the air. Dylan Wilson's going to try to hold off Shad Prescott for 2 more laps. Here we go out of turn 4, white flag in the air. 2 more corners, and Dylan Wilson's going to be the winner of the first annual Donna Jones Memorial Race. Prescott tries to gather it back up. I don't believe he's going to have anything for him. Although here comes the 55. Look to the inside for a second. Nothing doing. Your winner tonight, Dylan Wilson in the 80.
Impressive run there by Wilson.
Definitely so. He starts fourth, going to pick up the win tonight after 100 laps around the Lanier National Speedway. We'll have interviews with your top three coming up here momentarily.
Oh, that's funny.
As I tell you what, looks like we may be a little limited on the interviews. As, see who all we got in here.
Alright, we got Trevor Fitz, but no Mike. We got,
Not a whole lot of the top five. So I'll tell you what, normally at this point in the interview, we would be getting top five interviews. Don't believe it's going to happen tonight, but we are going to go ahead and give you a rundown of how they finished after 100 laps around the Lanier National Speedway. I said we were. Give me one second here, folks, as we're having a slight difficulty problem. I am going to get you some standings up. Give me just 1 second. May take a second, but it's going to happen, I promise you. Until we can get them up, we're going to blame Robbie.
yeah, I brought him in on the horse and buggy with me.
Well, I tell you what, there we go. Might be a little bigger than we expected for just a second, folks. Let me get it sized back down. We're going to run down the standings. The first ever Donna Jones Memorial Race. Tell you what, we'll pull it over here and we'll take the ticker down. Alright, there we go. Your standings look like this. Dylan Wilson going to pick up the win tonight, the driver out of California. Shad Prescott up from 6th to 2nd. 3rd will be Trevor Fitz. 4th will be the driver out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, Chad Wheeler. 5th will be Clay Debban. Maybe we'll go with Debban out of the Northwest region. 6th will be Aaron Kitchen. 7th will be Darren Littoral out of the Mid-South region. 8th will be Chris Outside Outlaw Renzi out of Georgia. 9th, all the way up from 23rd, is going to be Jeb Barton. Rounding out your top 10s, Heath Lawson.
Yeah, finishing 11th is going to be the 13 of DJ Kilanowski. 12th is going to be Russell Snellings out of Georgia. Frankie Gonzalez is going to come home 13th tonight. Jared Beasley in the 114 is going to come home 14th. John Kennedy, after all of his struggles tonight, finishes on the lead lap, is going to come home 15th. Last car on the lead, or next to last car on the lead lap, Bailey Jones in the 51 is going to come home 16th as the last car on the lead lap. And Jacob Fields, the man who led a lot of this race, is going to come home 17th after unknown issues puts him behind the wall for the night. Greg Thompson is going to come home 18th. Curtis Uphoff going to come home 19th, and Ryan Gaunt is going to come home 20th.
21st will be the Panhandler Jaron Hazen. 22nd Josh Smith. 23rd Cody Hollis. 24th, after problems early, will be Dustin Levernite in the 91.
That's going to round your field out.
That does round your field out. Robbie, once again, a great show we saw here as always from the Lanier National Speedway. You can see why Michael Redding picked this track to host the first ever Donna Jones Memorial Race. As what a race we saw.
Yeah, it was a good race. Getting to the end is probably one of the most competitive races I've watched here at Lanier in a long time. You know, these guys wore it out from the bottom all the way to the top, and even there at the end, it was it was up for grabs and up for debate as to who's going to win this thing.
Well, folks, from the Lanier National Speedway, that's going to do it for us. We hope you all enjoyed the first annual Donna Jones Memorial Race presented by the MVRL and Backwards Hat Productions. Until next time, everybody, practice safety on the roadways, leave the racing to the speedways, and we hope to see you back here for the next Backwards Hat Productions.